and welcome to episode 264. Aye, for this video I've been joined by my old mate Lee. Or I've joined Lee, Lee was here first.
I ain't been fishing, but I've been here before you.
And we're back on the banks of Aspen Lake. I haven't been here for about 3 months, but you've been here quite a few times recently, haven't you, and done fairly well.
Yeah, done alright, not too bad.
So at least after the 2 blanks I've just had before this video, at least there's 2 of us to try and put a fish in this video, not a video in the fish. That'd be weird. So the rods have already gone out, but I basically pub chucked them just to get fish in while the bivvy and everything went up. You're not even fishing yet, are you? And you got here at 7 o'clock this morning.
What's the time now?
It is 20 to 4.
Yeah.
But what I'm going to do anyway, guys, so from what I understand from Lee, some weed has started growing on this side now. So because I only pub chucked them, I'm going to bring the rods in a minute, do a bit of marker up work, and then re-chuck them onto some spots that I know are definitely fishable. I've just knocked up a quick spod mix, so I'll be putting out some spod mix after all that as well, just some hemp, maize and boilie crumb. So anyway, but Lee is here for 4 days, I'm only here for 2 guys, so
that's why there's been no rush to get the rods out. So,
so after I've gone home, if Lee catches anything after I've gone home, we'll stick photos up at the end of the video, won't we?
hopefully, fingers crossed.
Right guys, anyway, that's enough waffle, because like I said, I'm going to bring the rods in, do a bit of marker work, and then just make sure, you know, the spots I'm fishing are clear. Right, less waffle, let's go fishing. Let's go get fishing. Your rods out.
I will do. Ta-da.
Right guys, so as you can tell, I've brought the rods in now and doing a bit of marker up work. And yeah, Lee was right about the weed. I've been you know, casting to, you know, where you'd normally fish to in this swim, and I've just been bringing in big clumps of weed. It's not Canada, I don't know what kind of weed it is. It's like a sort of a grassy kind of weed, but it does sort of break away fairly easy, and you probably can fish on it. I think it's that kind of weed that just kind of lays down flat, but if I can, I'd prefer to fish where it's not weedy. So I'm just trying to see if I can find the edge of the weed bank. So that's clear. But what I want to try and do is fish kind of right up close to the weed, but not on the weed if I can. So that's currently what I'm searching for at the moment, is that range. Dunk. Yeah, so that's clear. So let's pull off enough line to get back to the clip. And what I'll do, I'll pull off a few foot, and I'll just keep pulling off a few foot and edging closer up to the other side until I find the edge of that weed bed. And then as I said, I'll fish up as close to that weed bed as I can, but not in the weed, because as we all know, oh, a little bit of curly leaf weed there. As we all know, you know, all the naturals are in the weed. The fish do feed in the weed. So if I can put a rig as close as I can to the naturals, and then put some unnatural spod next to it, then like it went down a bit softer. Oh no, that's still clear. Right, so anyway, so I'm going to crack on with this, guys. I mean, I'm not going to film the whole process because I don't want to make the blog too unnecessarily long, but I'm going to repeat that process what I've just showed you until I've found the edge of the wee bed, and then probably fish just a couple of foot this side of it. Right guys, so 10-15 minutes have passed of marker work, and I think I found the edge of the weed bed. So I think where I'm clipped up from at the moment, if I cast from right on the edge of the swim, dunk. Yeah, that is clear there. I think when I was doing me marker work off camera, if I put another 3 foot back onto that range, that was in the weed. So I'm pretty happy now that I've found the edge of the wee bed. So I'll do a couple more exploratory casts off of camera in a minute, just to make sure, you know, if I fan the rods out a bit, that they're still going to be, you know, off the weed. As long as they are, we'll get this round the wrap stick, see how far it is, and then we can get the rods clipped up at the same range. And guys, so we are now just in the process of starting to put out a bit of spod mix. Obviously I showed you what we're doing, just kind of hemp, maize and some boilie chops. So the wraps were, it was 9 wraps at about 11 foot, so just to keep it simple I've wrapped up to 10 rod lengths exactly. So, and then the spod rod I've wrapped up to 9 rod lengths and about 10 foot. I've got 11 foot of water out there. I did check the depth, so to allow for the swing back, obviously in 11 foot of water we've clipped up the spod rod at a couple of foot shorter to allow for the swing back. So basically I'm going to fish this session sort of 3 on a spot almost. I don't normally fish like that. I normally kind of spread them out a bit, but I've got a nice little tree in a distance that I'm going to aim to for my middle rod, and then I'm going to just put the left and right rods kind of just either side of that. So I'm going to keep all the spod in tight-ish, maybe sort of a 3 or 4 foot one way, 3 or 4 foot the other way, but that's going to be the plan of attack for this session, guys. Right, so I don't know how many that is so far, but I'm going to do a few more. And then we'll get the rods back out. Right guys, so getting the rods back out now. I've got a little bit more company. On my right hand side, Pavel has just turned up. He's middle of setting up at the moment. Say hello, Pavel. Hello. So we've got a proper little social going on now, and I'm Piggy in the middle. But yeah, the rods have probably been in a couple of hours now, having wound in, because once I'd done all that marker work, bit of spodding, I left me swim sort of quiet for a little while. So we've now got fresh hook baits on. We're fishing fluorocarbon D rigs. The only difference is to the last couple of videos where I fished the same rig, of up the hook size because of the size of fish that we're fishing for in here. You know, there's half the stock in here now are 30s, few 40s, so we have a size 4 curved shank hook on. Apart from that, everything's the same as you've seen in the last couple of videos. That rigmarole tubing lead clip system, flying back lead above that, so nothing complicated. So it's time to get the rods out on the spot. As I said earlier on, we're going to be fishing 3 on a spot. So this is rod number 1. And where that's landed, that's going to be the middle rod. Right, rod number 2, guys. Yes, that's probably landed about 2 or 3 foot from the middle rod, so happy with that. Right, 3rd and final rod, guys, and if I can get this rod as tight to my middle rod but on the left side as I did that right hand rod on the other side, then I'll be very happy. And yes, it did. Probably, so that's all 3 rods. They're probably fishing within 6-7 foot of each other, so I'm happy with that. Right guys, just an evening update before I put the camera away for the night. So obviously nothing's happened up to now. But everything's all gone quiet. The lake has gone flat calm where the wind has died right off now. Few specks of rain in the air, which has prompted me to do this update before I put the camera away. But yeah, like I said, there's Lee to my left, Pavel to my right, so if either of us gets a fish in the night, I'll dig the camera out for so you can see what either of us have had. But yeah, like I said, now there's a few spots of rain, I'm going to put the camera away and hopefully get to see you in the night, guys. Good morning everybody. It's just gone 8:30, been awake about an hour now. Yeah, another a quiet night. I've seen Pavel, he had a quiet night as well. Lee had a tench at 3:30 this morning. But that's the only activity between the 3 of us that happened last night. But as you can probably tell, it's a glorious sunny morning. There's a nice cool breeze blowing. So I think first thing on my agenda, have some breakfast, get me energy up, and then I'll think about maybe redoing the rods with some fresh bait in a in an hour or so. I mean, as you probably know by now, guys, I never wind my rods in this early because I always consider it sort of being bite time up to at least mid-morning. Right, so quick little update, guys. I've just had a complete absolute nightmare. Nothing to do with fishing. I had a phone call from one of my neighbours saying I had to pop home and move my car because one of the neighbours had a builder's lorry on, like, you know, with one of them cranes delivering supplies over their garden, and my car was in their way. So I went and did that, so that's not the nightmare. The nightmare was driving back to get here. The gearbox on my van decided to go. I have to laugh about it because if I don't laugh, I'll cry. So yeah, I was changing up through the gears, going from 4th to 5th, and there was like an almighty clonk, and then the gearbox just sounded like, and not exaggerating, but like a bag of spanners in a tumble dryer. So yeah, and that's not even exaggerating. So I've managed to nurse my van back home at a very slow speed at very low revs. I had to do it in kind of 4th gear all the way because it wouldn't go back into 5th gear. So I'm pretty sure the gearbox has gone on my van, and I'm pretty sure it's the 5th gear that's blown a cog. So yeah, so I've got a very expensive bill coming my way, I'm sure of it. Hey ho, I'm not going to worry about it now because if I don't laugh, I think I'll cry, and I'm pretty sure gearbox repairs in a transporter van aren't cheap. But hey ho, we'll worry about that once my mechanic has a look at it and tells me what's wrong. That just split, but I don't need to tell him what's wrong. Anyway, I'm pretty sure it's the 5th gear has blown a cog. Hey ho, that's all part of motoring. As if motoring wasn't already expensive with fuel prices going up. So yeah, so I managed to nurse the van back home very gingerly. It just felt like it was going to grind to a halt at any moment. But yeah, so I've had to come back to the lake in my car, which I don't really like using my car for fishing because it's a nice car, and I didn't buy it for fishing, I bought it for having fun in. So anyway, so that's my adventures I've had this morning, guys. So anyway, so we are now at the point where I'm just about to put the rods back out. I'm going to continue with my plan of fishing all 3 rods on a spot, and why wouldn't you when I've committed kind of that bait to that one area. So right, why do these baits keep splitting? I think the problem is I've not used a micro ring swivel on these rigs, just a small swivel, and I think the swivels are too big. Right, anyway, right, next job is wrapping up these rods and then getting them in the lake. Couldn't have placed it any better. Oh, everything's still quiet at the moment, guys. It is 4 o'clock, so it's been a good few hours now since I got back to the lake after my little incident this morning. But yeah, just been watching the water, and there was a nice big flat spot that come up just a few moments ago, so I thought I'd come stand by my rod, see if anything would happen, because well, the amount of hemp and whatnot that's in me spod mix, them oils have, you know, will soak into them boily chops and whatnot that's in me mix. And yeah, one of the good things about a mix like that is if anything starts munching over your baited spot, it releases them oils and you get the flat spot come up to indicate that there's fish of some sort feeding on your spot, and that's what I've just had. Although it's not continuing, so whatever stopped for a little bite on my spot has clearly moved off again, or not continued with their feeding. So but yeah, it's a good sign. At least it shows me there is something at least in my area, and at least stopping by to have a bit of a munch. Right guys, so I'm going to top up my baited spot with a little bit more of that spod mix I knocked up yesterday. Not a lot though, literally I'm going to put maybe 3 or 4 bombs out there just to kind of refresh the kind of smell and attraction on the spot, because obviously up to now no fish has come along. Well, not that's taken me hook baits anyway, so there's obviously still going to be some, if not a lot, of that bait still out there that I put up there yesterday. So I am going to put a bit more out, but it's going to be more for the fresh attraction more than, you know, actually putting more bait out there. So because amongst all that bait there is liquids in there that I put in there as well, kind of off camera. So but anyway, right, let's get a few spods out there, and yeah, hopefully a bit of a refresh of the baited area might entice some more fish in. good old spums. There's always one with at least one fail to open. Look guys, so that would do. Like I say, it was just a bit extra just to refresh the spot. So that's 4 spawns gone out, so I feel that's more than enough just to refresh the spot. So hi, time to sit back and relax and probably just wait until tomorrow's blank. Well then guys, thought I'd do a bit of a walkie-talkie update this evening. So what time is it at the moment? I'll soon tell you. It is 8 o'clock. So I've decided this evening I'm not gonna recast my rods onto fresh bait. I mean, you know, redone the rods. What was it, about lunchtime when I got back from my palaver earlier on, and obviously we've seen I've already kind of spooked the water a bit more than maybe necessary when I put some extra bait out earlier on. So, and when I did put the rods out, I was quite happy with where they landed, with me little mark on that tree and 2 rods just straddling it. So but I thought there's no really reason to recast them when I'm happy with where they landed. And actually a fish just rolled a little bit just out there. But anyway, so I'm gonna do some food. Barbecue is lit. Pavel is he's already eating, and then further down the bank Lee has got his barbecue smoke screen on the go as well. So but yeah, so basically the update this evening is, yeah, I'm just not going to disturb this swim anymore by doing more recasting. I mean, if it was pop-ups I was fishing on, maybe I would, because, you know, obviously pop-ups lose buoyancy over time, but when you're only fishing wafted dumbbells, I mean, what are they going to do? They're going to go like that, maybe go like that. They're still fishing on the bottom, whatever, so... Oh, if you caught that. Fish just boshed out there, guys. So, oh, and again. Yeah. I think they're on the far side of the weed bank though. So that weed bank that I was yeah. That weed bank that I was saying I was fishing up to yesterday, guys. It's not a complete, it doesn't carry on. It's just a wall of weed. And I know that because Pavel has got a deeper, and when he put his rods out earlier on, you could see it's a massive wall of weed. That must come up, what, a few foot, that wall of weed? And oh, is it 7 foot? Oh right, so and then the other side of that wall of weed is clear again. So so I'm basically fishing this side of that wall of weed. Pavel is fishing the other side of that wall of weed. But yeah, where them fish have just shown is pretty much the other side of the wall of weed. So but, and again, over there. But the important thing is there's fish in the area, so. But anyway, right, so my barbecue isn't far off being ready to cook on, guys, so I'm gonna dig my cool box out, grab me meat. I mean, me meat and me cool box, don't mean grab me meat, you know. Right, anyway, time to start eating and then chill for the evening, guys. Right then, guys, Good morning, good morning, good morning. And, well, obviously another quiet night on the fishing front. So, I've only got a few hours fishing left before I'm going to decide to go home. But I've just had to do, let's say, an emergency wind-in to use the facilities. So I'm going to put the rods up for the last few hours of what I'm intending to fish. So yeah, a few hours fishing left, guys. We're going to put the rods out, have some breakfast, and then basically when I've had some breakfast I'll basically start a really slow pack down. So, and then I think Pavel's plan is to move into this swim after I've gone. But anyway, right, let's get this rod wrapped up and get back out onto my baited spot. Don't know how accurate these casts are going to be at the moment, guys. There's a bit of a crosswind blowing this morning. We will endeavour to do our best. And that wasn't actually too bad at all. Right, third and final rod, guys. I've already done the second rod off camera, the left hand rod, which landed pretty much bang on target considering the crosswind we got. So this will be the right hand rod. Bang on target, to be fair, so all three rods are within a few feet of each other. Right guys, I have come to the end of my session. Lee, and you can probably see Pavel in the background, hid behind his bivvy. But these guys are still here for another 2 nights, so if they catch anything between them, I'll get Lee to ping me over some some photos,
yes.
And pop some photos up at the end, but you know, don't hold your breath.
I was doing alright until he turned up. I had some great sessions.
Yeah, well now I'm here.
Yeah.
Blankety blank.
Yeah, can't curse.
I've blanked. Well, I'll say I've blanked. My rods are still out, but as you can probably see behind Lee, guys, my kit is all but packed up apart from my rods now, so. And as soon as I finish this bit, the rods are coming in. Pavel is going to move from his swim down to my swim, just so that the two lovers can be more sociable. But for me, that's it, guys. Unfortunately, it was another blank. We're going to blame the weed, aren't we?
You were?
Yeah, because what it is, guys.
Listen to this for a blank.
There's quite a fair bit of weed in the lake at the moment. More weed means more naturals, so the fish are obviously feeding on the naturals rather than a bait. That's clearly what it is.
100%.
Yeah, so yeah, clearly it's due to the abundance of weed that we're not catching. So yeah, that's the reason why, guys. So
can't blame the weather because it's been spot on.
Yeah, it has been blowing it's southwesterly, isn't it?
Yeah. And not a warm one. Well, it is now.
It is a warm one, yeah. Well, anyway, guys, that's enough waffle for me. I've got no idea where or when I'm going to be next, as I've already explained in the video. I've got van issues that I need to get fixed, which is going to be expensive. I don't really want to use my car for lugging around fishing gear. So, yeah, I just have to wait for a phone call from my mechanic today, see how expensive a replacement gearbox is for me van.
Nice.
Yeah, well, I'll update you out in the next video, if, when, whatever. But anyway, for now, guys, thanks for watching. Unfortunately, 3 blanks in a row for me. That fishing, tight lines.
Ta-da, guys.